Deep within the rainforests of Central America lie the remnants of one of history's most sophisticated civilizations. The Maya built towering pyramids, developed complex writing systems, and charted the stars with astonishing precision. At their peak, they dominated Mesoamerica for over 2,000 years, creating vast city-states that rivaled anything in the ancient world. Yet by the time Spanish conquistadors arrived in the 16th century, their greatest cities had been abandoned for hundreds of years, swallowed by jungle and forgotten by time. What happened to this brilliant civilization? The answer lies buried beneath centuries of vegetation and mystery. The Maya civilization wasn't a unified empire, but rather a collection of powerful city-states spread across what is now Guatemala, Belize, Honduras, and southern Mexico. Each city functioned independently, with its own ruling dynasty, patron gods, and architectural marvels. Tikal, one of the largest, housed over 100,000 people at its zenith. Massive pyramids soared above the forest canopy, serving as temples and tombs for divine kings. Elaborate palaces surrounded grand plazas where citizens gathered for ceremonies, trade, and ball games that held deep religious significance. The sophistication of urban planning rivals that of ancient Rome. The Maya were exceptional astronomers and mathematicians. They developed a sophisticated calendar system more accurate than the one used in Europe at the same time. Their long count calendar could calculate dates thousands of years into the past and future with remarkable precision. Maya scribes tracked the movements of Venus, predicted eclipses, and aligned their temples to celestial events. They independently invented the concept of zero, a mathematical breakthrough that wouldn't reach Europe until centuries later. This astronomical knowledge wasn't merely academic, it governed agriculture, warfare, and the legitimacy of kings who claimed divine authority through their ability to predict cosmic events. Maya society was rigidly hierarchical, with divine kings at the apex. These rulers weren't merely political leaders, they were considered living gods, intermediaries between the earthly and spiritual realms. Kings performed bloodletting rituals, piercing their tongues and genitals to communicate with ancestors and deities. Elaborate jade masks, feathered headdresses, and ornate jewelry proclaimed their status. Succession was dynastic, passing from father to son, with queens occasionally wielding power. The king's ability to ensure agricultural fertility, military success, and cosmic order justified their absolute authority. When kings failed to deliver prosperity, their legitimacy crumbled, with catastrophic consequences for entire cities. The Maya created the most advanced writing system in pre-Columbian America. Their hieroglyphic script combined phonetic symbols with logograms, capable of expressing complex ideas, historical events, and poetic language. Scribes carved texts into stone monuments called stelae, recording the deeds of kings, military victories, and astronomical observations. They also wrote in bark paper books called codices, though Spanish priests later burned most of these in religious fervor. For decades, Maya writing remained undeciphered, its secrets locked away. The breakthrough came in the 20th century when scholars realized the glyphs recorded an actual spoken language, revealing intimate details of Maya politics, religion, and daily life. Between the 8th and 9th centuries, something catastrophic happened. One by one, the great Maya cities of the southern lowlands were abandoned. Construction ceased. Monuments were left unfinished. Populations dispersed into the countryside or migrated north. Within a remarkably short period, a civilization that had thrived for centuries essentially vanished from its heartland. The collapse wasn't uniform. Northern cities like Chichen Itza continued to flourish for centuries, but the scale of abandonment was unprecedented. For generations, this mystery baffled archaeologists. How could such an advanced society simply disappear? Recent research suggests not a single cause, but a perfect storm of interconnected disasters. New evidence points to severe drought as a primary driver of collapse. Analysis of lake sediments and cave formations reveals that the Maya heartland experienced extended periods of dramatically reduced rainfall between 800 and 1000 CE. For a civilization dependent on rain-fed agriculture, this was devastating. Crop failures led to famine. Famine triggered social unrest. Desperate kings intensified warfare against neighboring cities, competing for dwindling resources. They built more monuments and performed more rituals, trying to appease the gods and demonstrate power, but these efforts only depleted resources further. The very political and religious systems that had sustained Maya civilization for centuries became liabilities during environmental crisis. Environmental stress alone doesn't explain the collapse. The Maya themselves contributed to their vulnerability. Centuries of intensive agriculture had degraded soils. Vast populations required massive deforestation to create farmland and fuel for lime production used in construction. This deforestation likely reduced rainfall and increased erosion. Warfare intensified as resources became scarce, further destabilizing society. The rigid political system, dependent on divine kings, couldn't adapt quickly to changing conditions. When the system failed to deliver prosperity, people lost faith and abandoned the cities. The Maya didn't vanish, their descendants number over 7 million today, but their classical civilization transformed irreversibly, leaving behind stone monuments as testament to both achievement and fragility.